Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to show you my first draft. The game has just launched, so I'm still getting used to some of the prices, but listen, let me know what you think of my team, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Let's start with the goalkeepers, a position I tend to spend the minimum amount of money on. And I can tell you now, this season is not going to be different. You can see I've got a 4.5 million goalkeeper with a 4.0 goalkeeper as well. Kelleher comes in. Brentford's fixtures, we're going to talk about them in a bit more detail in a minute. Maybe not incredible, but Kelleher is a top quality goalkeeper. I'm very surprised Brentford got him and maybe not another team. I mean, teams like Chelsea, he's better than Sanchez. So I'm very surprised Brentford got him. It was an excellent signing. I watched him a lot last season, especially as Alisson, albeit a world-class goalkeeper, does get injured quite a lot. So Kelleher had enough minutes in high pressured situations to show me how good he is, and boy does he deliver, and was actually quite pivotal to Liverpool's success. Now at Brentford, of course, he's not going to have that defense and that powerhouse team in front of him. He's going to have to work much more harder, which hopefully means more bonus points, potentially safe points. Beside him, I've gone for a £4 million goalkeeper, and there's not going to be many around at that price that actually play. Now, when we look at Brentford's opening 5 fixtures, they're not incredible actually. They start off with Nottingham Forest away, Aston Villa at home, Sunderland away, that's a lovely fixture, Chelsea at home, and then Fulham away. They're not exactly great. You would have hoped for one more green at least. So you're probably thinking, why can't I get another goalkeeper? But the reality is 4.5 million goalkeepers, I still think he's one of the best. Now, Brentford kept 8 clean sheets last season, and that was with Flecken, who isn't a good goalkeeper. I prefer Kelleher to him, so that's an upgrade in that position immediately. Now, the big con here is Thomas Frank has left for Tottenham. Now, that's a big disadvantage. He was key. He was the main man at this team and really set them up to become an awkward, difficult team to play against, and was adaptable. He didn't leave his teams open when they played the big teams. Now, it remains to be seen whether the new manager coming in is going to be as strict and as well prepared as Thomas Frank. Time to talk defenders, and let me show you the 5 I've gone for. 2 premium defenders in 6 million. We don't have more expensive defenders this season. And 3 £4.5 million defenders. I've gone for a couple of bargains here. Remains to be seen how this is going to work out. Let's start with Ryan Ait-Nouri, Manchester City's new summer signing. And the irony is his first game is against the team they bought him from, Wolves. Now, his attributes outstanding: technical ability, dribbling, pace, power. He's got everything to fit into this Manchester City team. And when you think about it, he's the first out-and-out left-back they've had for a little while. So I think he's going to help them down that side to become less predictable. I mean, they used to play Cancelo, Fabian Delph, Akai, Vardiol, who to be fair can play there as well. But the point I'm getting at here, this guy can receive the ball, face the play, can invert, can play down the white line. Just an outstanding player, and I really, really like him. So that was all of the good stuff I just spoke about him there. Now, for some of the potential negatives. First and foremost, is he 100% locked in with minutes, or are we going to see Pep, who you never know with this manager, start rotating him and Vardiol? So that's the first issue. The second issue is, are Manchester City actually going to keep a couple of clean sheets? Because last season, they were pretty hideous defensively. Yes, they've got Rodri back, but is that enough? They still don't control games like the City of before. So that's something I need to keep an eye on. Whether pre-season is going to give me enough confidence to continue with him. But for now, the potential for attacking returns are definitely there if he gets the minutes. Beside him is Cucurella. And if you asked me this at the start of last season, I would probably laughed at you. Recently, he's gone up a level. I mean, Chelsea finally have the Spanish version of Cucurella. Can play on the line, can invert in, and more impressively, when you look at his touch map and shot maps and look at some of the places, some of the positions he's getting into to have shots, very, very impressive. Now, Maresca obviously sets up differently depending on the opponents, but there are certain games where he gives Cucurella permission to bomb the box. Yes, you heard that correct. A left back that will enter the box and get shots off. From my perspective, when you combine that with Chelsea's upcoming fixtures, I really, really like him. And in fact, if I had to choose between the 2 premiums, I would go Cucurella over Ait-Nouri. So if I had to find some more funds to improve midfielder up top, I would drop Ait-Nouri and keep Cucurella. That's how confident I am with Cucurella at the moment with the way he's playing and the way Chelsea are playing as well. Now, for my first cheap defender, Udogie. I think he's going to be an excellent asset at 4.5 million, especially with Spurs with that lovely opening fixture with Burnley at home. Beside him, I've gone for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 4.5 million. I think he's a good price considering West Ham struggled last season. Potter is starting to get a grip of that team, but nowhere near enough defensively. So why is he my team? Well, at the end of last season, his form was actually pretty good. Very attacking, gets the opportunity to drive forward, and you never know, a couple of assists could be there. The fixtures are not too bad, but 4.5 million, I'll be looking to rotate them depending which one of them's got the best fixtures. But speaking of fixtures, the game week 1 is gorgeous, Sunderland away. And the last defender is Consard, the Mr. Steady himself, 4.5 million. It's a lovely price for a player you can leave on the bench. If someone like Udogie or Wan-Bissaka's got a more difficult fixture, then you can bring him in. And we have to remember, Aston Villa are an excellent team. Long as Unai Emery is there, I have confidence in that team returning clean sheets. Okay, it's time to look at my midfield and to see where my budget has been completely blown away. Starting with Mohamed Salah at 14.5 million. A big increase, but totally understandable. He had a ridiculous season in FPL and was the best player in the Premier League. So it makes sense that FPL gave him that big buff in his price. That doesn't deter me, he's in. Liverpool look like they're strengthening. Slot is doing a great job. The team look like they're going to actually go on to the next level. When you think about Wirtz, Kirkes, Frimpong, and there's potentially more players coming in, it tells you they're heading in the right direction. Can't see no reason why Salah drops off. Beside him is Palmer. Last season, he caused me so much pain. The first half of the season, he was excellent. The second half of the season, he dropped off, yet I kept faith in him. And there were times I was captaining him last season and he wasn't delivering, and the King Mohamed Salah was punishing me. Having said all of that, his starting fixtures, like we spoke about a minute ago with Cucurella, are excellent. I really like him. If I don't captain Mohamed Salah in game week, obviously 2 and 3, which are more difficult, Palmer can step in. That's one of the good things about this current midfield setup I've got. I have 3 premiums in there, which means I can move the captaincy depending on the fixtures. Mohamed Kudus joins Thomas Frank at Tottenham. Interesting signing and priced in FPL very nicely, 6.5 million, hence why he's going to be very popular come the start of the season. Now, whether or not he is going to be fully locked in that position, Tottenham do have other wide players, so that's something to be wary of. But at the moment, 6.5 million seemed irresistible. A player that is pretty raw and had a difficult last season at West Ham, but at Spurs with the better quality players around him, you'd like to think he's going to step up. The third premium, Saka, is in my team. Now, I know here their opening fixtures are not incredible. The second fixture is gorgeous versus Leeds, so that's captain material. Easy pick there. The first one against Manchester United, who were hideous last season, they're probably going to improve and get better. I mean, it's difficult for them to get any worse, isn't it? But Saka is a player that I do like, regardless of the fixtures. And my last midfielder is Brighton's Baleba, who is actually an outstanding player. Whether or not he's going to be returning me points every week, but to be honest, I won't be using him every week. He'll be on my bench. And one of the big criteria I wanted to start this season was have at least 2 bench players I'm almost certain of minutes. Last season, I gambled on too many players' minutes and it really backfired. I mean, by game week 2, I needed to get rid of 3 or 4 players from my team. Now I'm going to try my best to avoid that. I mean, you can never be 100% if someone gets injured. This is one of the reasons he's in my team, just for that sheer stability. If I do need someone off the bench, he can step up. As I've got double Chelsea, it's worth looking at Chelsea's fixtures. Now they've got Crystal Palace at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home, Brentford away, and Manchester United away. I think that's an excellent start to Chelsea's season, who finished very strongly in that Club World Cup Championship. So they should be going into the start of the season with some confidence, and they're making some good signings. And I don't think Chelsea have stopped in the transfer window. Expect a couple more to come in and strengthen them. It's time to look at the forwards, and we're going to start with the Chelsea new boy, João Pedro. As you can see, I've gone for the Chelsea triple up. I did say I like those fixtures. João Pedro came in from Brighton just in time for the Club World Championship, and he is slotted in instantly. He's made a great impact, scoring some excellent goals, helping them win the tournament. From the interviews I've seen, he looks happy, he looks at ease, and he's got an arrogance about him I really, really like. The only issue with him here is potentially Delap. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there. Are they going to rotate? They still have Jackson as well, but the rumours are he will be leaving. You'd like to think João Pedro's going to get the start, and he also has the versatility that he could potentially play down the left or as a 10. But I do like him, priced very nicely, hence why he's in my team. Beside him, I've gone for Dominic Solanke, who had a difficult last season, but I'm hoping Thomas Frank can help him step up. Like he did with Ivan Toney and Wissa, surely at Spurs we're going to see Dominic Solanke starting to return, and it's a gorgeous opening fixture. And lastly up top, Obafemi, Burnley striker. Again, he's my 5th substitute. Very unlikely he's going to play, and I'm hoping I don't reach the stage when I need to bring him on. So that's my first draft. A couple of these players, of course, are not 100% locked in. It's so early in the season. It's my first attempt at putting the team together. Someone like Saka could leave and bring in a cheaper midfielder, maybe around 8 million, which means I can improve someone like Dominic Solanke to Isak or a Watkins. So there's potential there as well. Or I could move that money in defence, bring in another premium defender like Frimpong, who's got huge potential as well at Liverpool. Another part of the team I can improve is the cheap defenders. There could be other ones playing for better teams with better minutes. I without a doubt will be looking there. Maybe there will be a couple of 4 million gems that can come into my team, which means I can utilize that 0.5 somewhere else. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with this team. Let's have a look how it looks in a starting 11. So this is how the starting 11 would look if I went with that draft. Kelleher in goal, 8 Nori, Cucurella, Udogie and Wan-Bissaka. That's a nice back 5, I reckon, for the game week 1 fixtures. In midfield, it just looks delicious. Mohamed Salah, the captain, Palmer, vice-captain, Kudos and Saka. That's a solid midfield. And up top, I've gone for João Pedro and Solanke. On the bench is Balkan, Baleba, Konsa and Obafemi. What do you think of this team? Get in the comments and let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, but do me a favor, get in the comments and rate my team out of 10. I'm intrigued to know what you think. And while you're there, let me know what your team's looking like. Now, before you jump off, do me a favor, like, subscribe and all that good stuff there. And on that note, I'll see you on my next video.